Enu mienu esumo anwumre me din de KaseƐ amene
Maame Efia Nyarko papa bi
afi ye fa brane de kase ni nchemu ato amso efiri na wotwetwe mu ne boboba e na fa ngobo akosoro e wo man Ghana emu na mso ma driver fo na ka ho asem a na wo mu ba bia wode wonan asia na wogina ene se wo hwese nkaban be frɛ wo mpanimfo se GPRTO se ye proto o ye driver unions ni nyina na nka soafo be de akire ne wo makasa na wahunu ba bia wode ebo ni mpagemu no ye de befa na nso kamia se watofu na abro na wotwini hwimfira ban ho ma ntani omo ankasa aye wadwe so obetutu buonim omo twa kosi fiada abanya nkasa won ho a omo bete ne fridge wade kono na lorry fare bo foforo e na aba na no na soafa be de akire hwe akwantu hu nsem so Deputy Transport Minister Ura Hassan Suleiman Tampuli wono akasa chesa drobafo ni nyabotre bibie ne eba yetena edantiem na mpanimfo adwendwen ho na wo mahunu kwampa obetu onan de asie na msamo de transport owners nyina ne concerned drivers association for any driver unions ni nyina woso onim sefu abo akosoro na so bibie mu abotre ene ede eye na ne nsemo de tu dwani.
I don't know where this fuel prices are going through the roof is coming from. Don't forget, in this country, fuel prices have gone way up to 23 Ghana cedis before. Now, at the time that the fuel prices were 23 Ghana cedis, the lorry fares were even lower than they are right now. So I'm not sure whether there is need to panic about increase in lorry fares. This current pricing window, petrol was supposed to go up by about 3% and diesel of about 1%. So I'm not sure there is need to panic because there's no need. And the price of petroleum product is done transparently. You don't need to even wait for MPA to announce. You can check it up on your own. There are websites that will give you prices of petroleum products and you can compare with Ghana, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, La Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso. You can always compare and you recognize that ours is not the highest. Ours is by far one of the least in the West African sub-region. So there's no need to worry about this.
Ora Hassan Tampuli nsam no se ye hwe yefu na Ghana kra de na efu kra e wo West Africa Nigeria o mutu fa ngoni bi wo kra no enye fu ma wo mu senti bibini a ya droba fo no nyabotre
ye gina dollar for ensem no no mani abrabre efekes kana hwenti ade o mo betu mu no ye de mo kwa kaso a ye awotu senya East municipality ene se dollar for me ensa ne yamane ya saka chemu a aprosi for ache wo mo ye so mo di abo ni menteme ho ase ye betu kase kam yantum ene ho nsem a ene nam so na nansa eye yensantuo ni ade kwa so no ohu bi nti obebo yen amane nana
abaja
majoy President driver for me and Sani Yajawa na dia kura na kwafa bae say ya chiwo
yo me da so ba se let me tell promise assurity to what the bra would say na what and then doing na e piemu awo kaswa awutu se is of instrumental mo dia the SC wa ha na ni say in the jury driver for me nsa a wo ye adwuma awo kaswa station our old station, Kaswa old station, Bakasa station, you want station, old station, Kaswa Tema, Never some one penny, next time no accuracy, what could be a police for what Central Business District, CBD. One more from the castle head last one, and some money are three other branding nano, in San Duduaka, what the crack about 2 about 10 days. If you mean that, I am. Ashentuade passengers for car which you know on a fan go opportunity also about 20%. Now I mean as you say no can say hit my car so hanuma car Republic I don't know both hanuma drivers Saturday on for sanka watching mananka sa the channel okoso na passengers na wash anim say be na GP ITU for obenya agency san and aso ya agency san it's a Saturday ever fano we pay more cash on my drivers when need that. No, what shall say? There, what the J. Sassican or that sent to the one will pay more that so. On a safety car swap, that's a local Budum Brown and a Billa camper. First now, what the 5 cities, so to have money that what shall say what the 5 cities to show what the 10 cities. And it's not on our class, some car so high power. Obining the senior and the pay who copy more station one not. One more will to find. Open your one match, what we said, Shano, Swan, Echo. There was the 7 cities are. In them, no can say what the 14 cities or 50% of what out of 20%, you know. And in see, can you change Basabasan to Quaggy? Our station one more. And on in see, person about Coco Ball, I press for our some, the Hono, Amane, not put you more by, no, what about you, or your station master, one, oboso ne mpachi and what no kwere when I no kwere na driver to be 50 on station was one penny now for station master no one fano enko on the train to free see you one more two moment to wait to where to on the police ba ko jira ho ano akwa international room abonasum police o say hey me na abonasum no me ni anya asabto awo hono mo as say me no kese police fa ba le sa no wasu won dia wo be yan tear gas na afin pepper spray what to Google driver see wasu afi wo say obi an onya hode na wa ta hwe na o tete shi da mana fo tu mu an kwafo mi ensen station master come where for no what no kweke shemu ewo Kaswa police station ono ewo overhead no ase wo the mo tu na if you want sama in the fire DPRT for asen 24 dey but 20% no Kaswa demonstration drivers wo the mo no wo mo asha ase wo di dada ana ka keye ayo samni abufu ma passengers and the drivers me say woni police for akọ awo police for na so ashe police for ni bi angasa ma wa ka di insa awo police for insep awo Kaswa
no mo bebo abo mo de ma kokọ to an sa we dey say ye belu mo enye
ma ye dey sa ta na ye na ye hwe nim say wo bo na wo gba ko tue mo awo court na say me say na that of 50 na wo two share police for so that won ya ho no ko police for no police for that after the mo di ye pa awo police station ho no mo angasa
na wo KaseƐ tear gas bi kokọ so ni pa e bi prepare na
obi am prepare e ba le tare police from one dia mo ye I attack them, that was very 50. No attack one, push a drama, which a video said about, and I will say, no, I won't book this for an angasa. And so I'm to gas Gomosona, I say, so pepper spray, would go Moswa, on the amount when I need to ABB one, to do now to be some agent Jenny. No, yeah, why they go for me, it's on the station master, no, or work a shame, I want to cook. So that was one penny, no, first station master, no, and continue.
No, some money.
Abusafo
na na sa wato yankra free mantamu ene odi free Kaswa abaninti na de wo so ne pani be ko na rediem ai nti ya ko wo se uniform
we afre bi said the man under the crown na ebo mo chene nim no e hye na
wo gina ho ba man no
ati san kwa bo president asum tu benya sem abusafo ye to ansem ne so ye comment fi mantamu na northern regional minister e ya honorable Shani Alhassan Shaibu eni wakasa de adesre atu muslimifo nyina nim titiro mu a wo northern region ho se omu ni prophet Muhammad oyen komisheni a oboni dia no asori agina ho no ne nhyehyɛ ne ne omapa oba ye oyeye so na enei akomkyere ye omudi daduasa ekwa wieye obia subambone ntomafi a ne fra wo mu dada no wo patugu ensan kofa mfra biu se na sabe opentokwa obia de da ho na wafa wo keka nsam efa nkrofo ho abra wunim subambone bia na wotimo no ene akonkyere ne dware wo mu nyina nti obia fa subampapa na onfa nante ene muslimifo e wotamale ahia a wo mu nyina di egu akomkyere ana akiri wia no yedi ni nyina egu defo enefo aduasa omode kire kom no wawie ho adwuma honorable Shani Alhassan Shaibu
The absence of peace means the absence of our lives is
na eno na chi no honorable yi etoa so ne nsemokyere se de ne traffic eni enipa dodo aba ewo tamale ne mpotamo no wo se besi bosome ntamu efiri sabe kosi be bosome ntamu enipa be ye dunum na ka abobo wo mo ewo tamale interchange ye ma wo mu nyina achi no ama traffic ne ho ahomete no ankofom nanso omanfo ni nimra so ya ye interchange ba bia ka ne fa ho enso nipa be kofa ba bia nipa fa no na obo atragota we ni sa ka bowo a baby a traffic light NC no so we ya so den kofa wo na ka bowo a driver ni no emre bia nhada nchekere ne sa
there is a warning trend especially where we have recorded so many road accidents. We have also spoken to them during the last days of Ramadan at the time to go to the mosque. This is some mosques also interact with the youth. We have realized about 15 days that is unacceptable to accidents in town. So that is another issue that we are going to be looking at to make sure that this kind of the past so that we can all better our lives. It's not always about them. It's about being also to get named not your that will affect your children, the wives and other people that will depend on it. That is the reason why we urge them to make sure that we are using of our roots. We should be very circumspect, not abide, respect traffic, and make sure that the roads are kept free of accidents. Additionally, as we celebrate whereas to recognize that living together, forgiving each other, and helping each other is one of the cardinal principles of Islam. This is why I want to conclude by saying that let us be each other's keeper so that we can all build a better society for Ghana, for ourselves. On this note, let me once again wish each and every one of you a fitting Ramadan Mubarak and happy prosperous.
We ayen somewhere esi tamale ene de honorable Shani Al-Hassan Shaibu you Northern Regional Minister nsem ne tie
ye fi fido tamale ne aba santemante mamanse Central abontu su Jacobu ene ne mpatamu omanfo wa se omu se omemo bia wo ha no omu de ne de adutwam omu se omukwan nyenyenyenyenyenye na be kwa no ansumpo no chip compound kaketo yi a no so siwa e wa sampanifo siesie mu di mfidie ne niam agum na hwa ya eya hwa yarefo no enya papa nti omu besere aban meye ma won no won fa apom de adwuma yefo so mra ho no won hwe wo mo afi network nso nye kwa wote wa wunya bi chese niam bebre e ma omu kuro ni mutena enya anika nana adusi poku ena ebo yamane
amanfo a owo abuntu so ena de woma desrede to Ghana man panyini anim ene wono ma eka bia ewom ewo oman yi mu anim se eba na akwanfo a omo wo bi pa omo akwan no ha wo mo pa ye ama akwane abadie ni dwadie entimi nkoso jojo emma omo enu achi ni nso no omo ni ayaresabia baabi mpo omo beja omo nan mpo eden mo omo pa sansoso na eba na network ho nsensem a enu nso so akwakoye boachi bidin ni senti amanfo wo abuntu so echre omo house echre oyepa KaseƐ
eni baabi e okotrete ise kokobola so no basa nti de ne ya ha pa wa ha de obi mu de kwanye eni na atu ake ya sabi ahwe ko febi here eni bi odunfo bi abesi kakra bi ache ha eni obi kura no watena mu mpo kura ya maye ya de gisi oku achi obuakwa na wokora se mu ya dene a wasa ha na ka sa de oba abetwam sa de wakoja kobu erikoto ne bi na ka akwa no honko nso asa aye den nso wo ho do how de obi mu
ye brasa yenya network obi kura fra wo kom kwa na wo nya bibi kura si kwa na obi kura fra kwa aka kire wa gise kube na akofro hospital nso ya am say ye ni hwe wa ho hospital ni ha na ye kwan ene kwam so omba betum aha ni afiankoma wo kwa enu be say yo so ye 250,000 had to Jacobu, a quine and what, and so a one or Mogiano, a brosa, wine tea, strap by some runner or me wine, a man says, and
emergency bisicula, as a BSC as a bizarre. Will be for Okra when I also flew back as much and around it. Network in here. And what the million can one and come back a networky. Yamuchi, so be trial and in a corner, in time will be one woman. Yes, Rabbi, whom you want wine.
And chino owura apia Charles no unit committee member and so echreche how ahodo ne amane a omuhunu ewo abuntu so no mo echre oyepaka siesi
na ye how pa kese ba ko pa ye kwan ene insu to de a ebonu nsin aka bi enu a eba ye mp ona ba ko je mp ko na radio so ka se ni kurum kwan de insu to a na kan timi nkwane se insu nto de a cars ni timi ko isi ekwan we fiti ekwo Jacobu we furu car isi otua 20 cedis ekwan we fiti ebundu situ Jacobu tua 20 cedis na otumi akwaba ye san ni network ne kura na ye problem kesi a isi BBC kura nso paso furu bi a emergency case bi esi na iso ko gina baabi ko pedua bi so ana isi bi so baabi a se wona obetumi nya network BBC kura na paso o de ko ma BBC na no ye chiamro baabi wo kwan so a ombeta ken kofo ye pe police wa from baabi ko gina yen ye break pan say nya network afro wom ye nia na san che na net na kem ni komo mo Yakubu police station go nti ade ye ha o kese pa ye kwan ene ye network ende ye break wo ho papa
nana edisi pokuya amanebo enono
ye to so a kofa bai ya wakofa ne na manyoku edi national interest movement edi abaye Dr. Abu Sakara Foster ye beka ye bribi atwamu CPP mu no di mu akotene ma obeye flag bearer kra na no achi ene ye ntene nka wamanyosem bio na ne ye so no rala alanchemate akoka bom a se national interest movement no emblem no mu fa o se so mu fa butterfly no e so mu akoye alliance amanyame yadom afia bato no mu emienu na ekro ena fe de yenya hu ye nso ne se hwan na be flag bearer ena hwan ye running mate eno so ye koye ni mu ne ye behu na Dr. Abu Sakara Foster ene nsem trofa twetwenkomo ama waka ne botaye ene nani so ade hunu a wode te ne party anaso ne movement a edi national interest movement ye name na wasadwe hu bio se wone movement for change ye ralanchirematen enso de ne bekwa akoka bomu wa kire se o my Ghana ade yan amanyofo ekukuru ba soro hwe ase so de nyina ye mpuntuo wonya de odi mpuntuo beba political parties ahodo ni nyina obi ani daso na so se ne ni so ade hunu eno no na mpuntuo so beba o man mu a eni se yamanyosem se obi firi ha ehafo na to maame ntime kwakwohwe ha yie na ehafo de o ma nto maame ntime yi mani ni nyina no enya de a edi mpuntuo eba wo se yewra lanchirematen MPP aba omokoto ye last November ya no wo hwe kwan so obedi nkonim anko yie ene nam so ma odi yawo bi etu sa na mo no wono de ne ho akobata ne ho ya afi ombe prinkonim de.
There's been so many of these attempts at joining groups together, etc. But it's always been about position. What am I going to get out of this, etc. But we didn't want this to be about that. Because what brought us together was really the need to find that transformative change and to do it in a progressive manner. Because if you like, this alliance is born out of a turn away from stagnation to a more progressive path. Now, why it seems so strange, it's because you know where I am coming from and you know where my partner Alan Chimanting is coming from. So to see the two of us together, people thought, oh, how is that possible? But then the question is, what brought them together? And that's the question I think people should be asking. If you look at our background, people who have always been keen on seeing a big transformation in this country and looking for innovative, progressive ways of doing it to take us to the next level. If you see from his point of view, I don't want to speak for him, but this is somebody who had been in a political party for a long time. And maybe that development and freedom mantra that he saw as attracting and attractive to him ceased to be so. When that freedom in election of who they wanted was emasculated. I'm sure he must have been trying to resolve this internally for a long time, but this was the last straw. So if we cannot even live according to our freedom within our party, then why for that outside and be able to do the things that I think we can do with that kind of intention and vision.
We Dr. Abu Sakara Foster or no ene what in the national interest movement or the Akobo Alanchirematen movement for change no emu.
Ejebo nya bedu ni na say performance tracker ya mpanyimfo yes wa mo de ba na no na ebe yesu sudua ebe boa mampum to dwuma hodro aban ye no ebetumi ahyehye eno omapa ho ntoma ewo Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration GIMPA womo ehonom ewo enkran na enum no eno oswafo hwe adansie ne nnwuma nsam so ono obokwadwo pon kroma wode atodwa ya wo chiemu se yewo aban nnwuma hodro bia na se projects a eye mpumtu nnwuma womo ye makoma be empem dumiensa 13000 projects a ni nyina ba bia omo ye ni nyina o ma hyehye ni nyina ede gu eye badwemba afidie yi so ya ebetumi aboa parliament de bia se de adwuma ne koro ba bia wo nyina wo behu na esunsusude ene ne ekoni nyina bibia ma da ho no mo fine wose nkontabo nyina so fa ho no enso be wie peye patches obia bete ne ho ase ewo mu nti nnwuma ahodo mo be no o ma chichemu categories no mako aduonu mienu.
Government Agenda 111 project, and this is very interesting. Agenda 111 project, when you take the numbers and you add it to the previous health infrastructure that existed, by the time we are done, healthcare infrastructure would have gone up by 55.9%. That is the addition of half of the stock that existed already to Ghana's health infrastructure. And I think we can give ourselves as a country a big round of applause on this one. STEM education, 5 schools completed, 5 under construction. And depending on which dimension you are querying, you can then go in there and then find the details for yourself. Over 5.7 million children benefiting from free SHS by the Honorable Minister for Information designates. The performance tracker is an empowerment tool. It empowers all of us, all of society, so that together we can track our common progress. The general public is asking questions. Those questions are answered on this platform. Development partners want to know, when we give you, budget assistance or specific project financing, what do you use it for? The answers are here. The media is asking questions on a regular basis. The fourth estate of the realm, holding government accountable. What has government done with the resources of the state? The answers are here. Civil society organizations, sometimes across various sectors, are asking questions. The answers are here. And here, on an academic premises like this, you also do know that the academia is always asking questions. The answers are here. The performance tracker has an architecture of about 5 key parts. The information is organized in 5 key, may I say, buckets. And very quickly, I want to take you through it before we launch and before I invite you to ask for some data yourself and find the data on the platform. Now, these are the 5 major buckets of information that you will find on the performance tracker. First, you'll find thematic areas. As I mentioned, in 2020, the tracker focused mostly on infrastructure projects. We've gone beyond that. And so in 2024, this tracker goes beyond infrastructure and features 22 thematic areas. So you will find, for example, roads, where you'll find a lot of infrastructure. You find education, you will find health, you find security, you find the 22 major thematic areas that we often query information about when it comes to governance.
Enti saje ono bokwadwo ponkroma echechemu no omachechemu aduonu mienu bi behwe enwomesua apomuden akwan ni niam ahodo ni nyaaye mpomtudwuma ayeye no nti ni nyom beku chire eri atosusudua so na akwa afidie badwemba no eso na enum no eno osare atodwa se agenda 111 ya aban eye no ebeboa pa ma apomuden ho nsama konanim wo ha muchichemu aduonu mu machi poso enkono 55.9%.
Government Agenda 111 project, and this is very interesting. Agenda 111 project, when you take the numbers and you add it to the previous health infrastructure that existed, by the time we are done, healthcare infrastructure would have gone up by 55.9%. That is the addition of half of the stock that existed already to Ghana's health infrastructure. And I think we can give ourselves as a country a big round of applause on this one. STEM education, 5 schools completed, 5 under construction. And depending on which dimension you are querying, you can then go in there and then find the details for yourself. Over 5.7 million children benefiting from free SHS and TVET education as at June 2023 when this data was put in. I know that data set has even improved between then and now. Because June, then there was September intake, etc. But as at that time, 5.7 million children benefiting from free senior high school and TVET education. Rural telephony, a radical program that was rolled out. I see the Minister of Communications is here with us. 1,448 telephony sites that have been established between 2017 and 2023. And let me tell you what's interesting about this. Each of these sites in a community has a certain number of people around it. Let's use a minimum 100. 1,448 multiplied by 100, who can now have better connectivity for their commerce, for their personal communication, for whether it's healthcare, dealing with relatives to send help or whatever. That is the kind of impact that this 1,448 telephony sites is delivering. So when you see the number, it's not just a number, there's a story behind the number. There are lives that are being impacted behind that number of 1,448 rural telephony sites, multiplied by the number of people who live in those communities and how it is impacting their lives out there. Housing units, you know, now I'm biased towards housing. These days I only
Oswa for adansie ene enyuman samso no a acham ofuase ayerebi constituency ma hye honorable Kwadwo Opon Nkrumah
Nie otu Frankama NDC ewa fia bato mu mampani dada John Mahama ene wakohia Ghana Union of Traders guta ekuoma amenam so woda niam bi adi kire se ekwan a aban di levy ene taxes atoto cars ayekra edifi abrochire ba oman Ghana mu ni titu de friend say luxurious vehicles no 4x4 no ne de keke ka ho a ekosoro no ebo na no eden aban ne yesa na o hye nipa konfo. We
need to make our port competitive, and all of us must work together to see how we can do it. One, clearance procedures must be made easier. And one of the promises I make you is that we're going to sit together with our trade ministry, and we're going to look at all the fees and charges at the port and rationalize them. Those that are not necessarily illegal fees, we'll take them out so that we can make things easier. We're going to let the port work 24 hours, and it's part of the strategy for the 24-hour economy. There's no reason why we can't clear our things on Sunday. There's no reason why we can't clear our things on holiday. The port is an essential service. The way that the electricity company does not go on leave on Sundays and holidays is because it's an essential service. The port is also an essential service. And so the port must continue to work every day of the week, including holidays. And so we'll do that, so that people can clear their goods as quickly as possible. Aside from that, in order to make your lives easier, we're going to license some financial institutions. And so if your container is coming and you don't have the money to clear it immediately, you will go to the financial institution to be licensed to do that kind of business in the port. It will be a specialized financial service. So you take your customs document and then take it to the institution and say, look, my cargo is coming. These are the goods I have in it. This is the duty I'm supposed to pay. You sign an agreement with them, depending on how long you want. I want a month to be able to gather the money to clear, or 2 months, or 3 months. Government will regulate the interest that they will charge you so that it's not excessive.
We mampani dada John Dramani Mahama ukoshie guta for ene won kran eno de nsem we tudwa.
Amania yensa kan echiremu a Minerals Commission of Ghana empanimfo omo de asase ekese no empemu du ahanwotwe aduonum enkorachi poso ahanu aduonu enum ena omo so omo de ama agudie fam agudie adwuma yekuo bi ya omo fira ma no ne so omo ma betu agudie Megop Mining Limited anka ne from BSD Mining na asem yi no akwanye ya ma opani baako ya wono wakutia illegal mining anasa agudie a yefa kuntuna ase etu Professor Michael Kwate wode atudwa no wochemu se said ye kan sase no ne ye kan no say na say koko board for ye so mo ye rehabilitation program bi a o ma hye da agin sase o mu duadua koko ebi e dia ma o manfo bi o mu twa o mu koko nyina gui na o ma hye ase edua fofra ma wo mo eno wo se sase no ebi e ka ho eno kwa ye ekese no ye wa ha aduosia enkron ene kakra ene ka ho emia sa wo ha wo yi o mu bekom no eye apoyem braha bebome brosanko wagadugu na kondomre
data ya dia mame no nature said this operational area pe 4,340 hectares entisia mo kwan a koko a mo ba be se no eno no na so mo se sa koko we a o de ko acres mo is about 10,859 acres. Yes, na sa koko ni se na munim koko ya koko beans ya be lusu efim ya be short about 956 what the buy sikasima
316,498,628 Ghana cedis. A year, Mohankwa, Siamo Mose Coco, ya wahia. Ghana, Sikebelusu, a few minutes. And to where I see at now. Where I see at now. And to Yantanaho.
Enti se de ekono no efe ya yekoko no na ye twa gua mamamfo e de abetu agudie na woni a omoye akuafo a ye fi nipa be wa ha duokono bi ade we aka wo manipa echiem asese kura se wokọ afuo mu a wo mo ma beto saasase no o ma hyase de papim esisisi ho no ma wunya kwan po no wakọ wafuo mu e no mo de excavators ne machine akese ni bia besisi wo mo so mo de betwa kokoo na gu o se de o mo ya na o mo ye Nasi de mo ya na mo ye yo ne ya te ye soro o mo se ye pe a ye mfa nko ba bi a ye pe na ye so ye nim se kokobor betima ta ye chi se ye wo ye samul ne ye te sa de a ye de be kokoda samul do metu aba no ma asamul no BBC simia kisa me de koda no ye de koda no ama wo de ye ko assembly office o mo se ye ne sa kisa o mo kosi dan ma ye ya baye ekobe ese bosomi ansani ya nti ho hwi
na saa suban we no kure nyame ani na bi na obi company wakofa nipa di atare ahye no Ghana soja force so wo ho adai na nipa no ko hye atade no wonya soja ni o wonya hwe ni adi soja atare ahye no ko no ko akoso Ghana halmo no ni nyina ka ho bi se mo hu se papa wo hye soja atare ba me pame dem na wura bi kwa no oba wi na wokọ hwe kwane a wo mede ye fa so a first yakokọ akake fo nyina wa ha kokọ a ya chi ne halmo no ense ne aha nyina pasa won mu aban ayi o mu a wo bo aye no wo mka duru baabi afa wo ma ba mu abu asem ne se mo mo aye ye di kamafo ese kwafo ye di kamafo ntina strike ko yitimi nko bi ye di ko strike na so ne hu se edua ho nya chitafo etu nya chitafo a na etu nti mo aba be titafo dia papa yesremo o ma no nsu ha na mo moaye ma ani bre ni wa hawa aba yeso no munjin free so
enti sadie o manfo ni bi enso de wo mo hawo e ho nsam atudwa eno no
Ebusuafo ye to aso na yakosi kasemu nkomumu a Ghana aban enkuntabufo panie government statistician Professor Samuel Kwabena enim ene wakasa de March bosom ye besin twam obenim de abosom miensanim inflation baby oman na ho odin ni sikasem koduru ye enyina toto ensaniani achirechirim echira nanka inflation ne abobo abeduru 23.2% nanso apegyanimu bosom miensa na twam no mu akodu 25.8%. Ni nyina ye nuane still nuane bo eden wo Ghana ho ukodwomu aduane keka ukota bedie ne bo eden kura chefu wo na enioma ye tode ye ho a obeka se no kura beche asini nuane no prof cheche nsemu kire se nuane ne kura de ye wo man Ghana mu ne bo eden che de ye kra e di free nkrofo man so edi baye man emu ma afei uyi nuane no ano ne ahodo de nsabuduro alcohol enim na alcoholic beverages no eno so ebo ne kosoro ya ebi no adoba fo kra ede ekofa ba ene sa ne omani nyina na ebo a omogye sa woni ekokra ne omansankran no odi firi besi akotamala wa imagine sika wo beje wo bekasifu wo bo oden na spare parts bo akosoro ne omo de beto so no so kwa wo de beto so ne neoma no na waton a wo bete ne mfa so na afi yen ya yekota abedie no ye na eka ne nyina eba beso yen wa cheche nsem bebre mu pa.
Rate of inflation stood at 25.8%. The region that recorded the highest rate of inflation was the Upper East region that recorded a rate of inflation of 42.9%, and the region that recorded the lowest rate of inflation was the Oti region that recorded a rate of inflation of 14.3% for the month of March 2023. These regions, that is the Upper East region with the highest rate of inflation and Oti region with the lowest rate of inflation, culminates in about a 3-time difference between the region with the highest rate of inflation and the region with the lowest rate of inflation, respectively 42.9% and 14.3%. From a food perspective, we continue to see Eastern region recording the highest rate of food inflation and Upper East region recorded the highest rate of non-food inflation for the month of March 2023. Recent months received the dominance of of vegetables, tubers, and plantains, contributing the highest rate of inflation was the Upper East region that recorded a rate of inflation of 42.9%, and the region that recorded the lowest rate of inflation was the Oti region that recorded a rate of inflation of 14.3% for the month of March 2023. These regions, that is the Upper East region with the highest rate of inflation and Oti region with the lowest rate of inflation, culminating about a 3-time difference between the region with the highest rate of inflation and the region with the lowest rate of inflation, respectively.
Nanka drew 23%. Ni enim say beti aba feda aba fom. Na so asan afro pata bi. Ni nyina ye nuane no. Na ye dua wo Ghana ne de ye wo man Ghana mkra ne bo ede nche nkrofo aman so. Wo se ye tie ani hwe hono mo na. Woni pa bia so aduane kra ne ade wo say ye fo. E wa sitinam. Sabe wo ni sika de be han dan adama wa somadwo wa. E kwamo so ne enku. Abrochira man nye sa na tie. E wo se mpanimfo te wani no ye bibi e de fa.
Sadie ebeye na bola ya ye buru. Eno raba ya tutu go ebetumi asakra mu ede aye bibipa. Eho akansie akoso ewo schools ahodo bi mu ewo Kumase na enum no ena Kumase kropon meya Honorable Samuel Pine or Kasa or the Atudja sa hunidie de yesu wi nyamsomo pa eno ne wo ho. Nti wo besre awofo yemfa sha ase wo fie. Na church of Fonso sha ase wo school mu se nkwala no ofru omom achase no. Yemfa hunidie ho nsam nkyerɛkyerɛ wo ma eba ne sa wonyine a aka ne ho ya hunidie betimi akoso ewo na setena mu nyina. Ena so obesa ase ese mpanimfo mo hwɛ eye Kumase Metro Education so no ka mo peda bi nsisi ho no mada ne de ya hunidie no mo de be kyerɛkyerɛ nkwala no eba ne sa bebo ama efia ye buru ye ho no yate so
wo hwɛ ye environment no mpanimfo no aso de ne nema ye ya ye hu se di tinkwara no ema mu huna bafa ofie na oba de obe mu school mu ne ne maame ne papa no fa ne nua pani bi ka ho asema ekɔ ne trim asem we sei e ba ya dwunu mo mra ye nya kwan ekɔ Columbus Ohio America mem ye kɔ wo mu waste management department na pani na ohwe waste management no ɔka asem bi kyerɛ me se ne ba ɔne ne kɔtsora ɔno napa ntɔkɔ no hu se ne na ɛwɔ container ba kokɔ di so bi sa na na de awuye unim se obɛsɛ environment na da chief for ye be den nti hu say yes no kure in the bar no yetu hu na mo said den ya titi clubs e wo schools na pilot 5 schools no so omo no yes adwuma no na ejia ye dia Kumase nyina and possibly asante men nyina mempo esusu se regions aka no so no ebesua ewo mu ya chawo ne ma container dom de be ye adwuma na okita ho no wo mo saka ne ma no so a mo beska kakra e de agro school no ne ma kitikiti bia ya wo mo ya no nti ya de se ya de mo nya ntete no na ma subampa abo mo mu ya san ya sre Metro Education directorate no say nya chechirefo no nkita ho na wo ma yen na nsam bi within a week no anopa bia no be smanum omo fa ma chechirefo no omo nkyere mofra no say the crop right ho e ma ye environment so e be yie nti gidi say sa de ma no ko wo mu no mu sene ya e be nya tusan so ka wo mpefo so na aboa ma de ye yes be ma Kumase ene o man no mu aye kama no bi so akoso ko wo mu curriculum na wo basic schools na secondary schools na social studies ni sa na mani nyina sa na ma no ewom na ni panisu o na kra na competitive politics abandi free education aba ebu ama nkrofo pie nya opportunity amoso akọ school eto da bia gugu na kra na mu nya kwan enko school enu pu ho se
Wei Honorable Sampai ninsam ya wode atu dwano no na coordinator Emma Holistic Rain Enforcement for Sustainable Development program no ewo Kumase Kropon Assembly mu Yowura Joshua Tete Norte na wo chere mu se efri ebenada anase na wotwe ye besimu konedwo adampo ni sa shop na bi obi a store ya ye bedu wani mu na efri wo ho no ye chew e de wa famara kwan so
ade a ye de ba ya ye se ade a ya fantiti say echiche ebola ya fatiti ye but say egusu ebua na ya nya nsem kakra wo because we hu na das binisi ho na kwabnani o de bola net form na so mu tua kakra so na famboa keye sa sika no so say dan by but starting Monday you start agigi sa sika no starting Monday so you start enforcement and to show bia we dum say ba na we shop ni anima efia and the enu be fa because you start 1st of November last month and 5 months at least you sure him say nkaibo any titiano because by him says say say ye di mra e di djuma na yenya saa subanya se omusatra sika no obia a ye bola no otua bola ka obi o shop o patasi otua skama zoom lion na abefa obi o ye bola e wo bokrum otua skama asadu na abefa sisi e omo adwuma won so odum so omo ye bola enti ye hwe anim se omo so be boa ye kakra enti se wo hwe shops na ye hwe anim se omo di 5 cedi be boa ye omo ye bodwa wo fom no nso omo be ma ye 2 cedi afi nso omo tonkube no nso ye hwe anim se omo be ma ye 10 cedi every day na
Owura Joshua Tetenote ene etie
Ebusuafo ye twaso adwadifo ma ewo emem daily market ye wosunafo north municipality mu ewa hafo region e de aseda ama honorable Evans Opoku Bobie a wo ye mrahye bedwani wo Mpotamo na wosan ye minister ewa hafo ho ese wo mo adwonsodan eye wo shroom sahodo a wo siesie won ho na asai aye tutu mu kra wo na machira pampan ne nam wona nyasam ketwa so ne papa ya besakra ne mani tutu WC esisi foforo aye adwonsodan kama penti ho ama na dane mu no kra ama nei adwadifo ma no ani aso de aseda akoma no
na nsane ani su ona boadum obaye nsu pipe na ma yedana kwam ya toilet so ye bi ne kama aye se odwom na se ho tere a ye pese ko toilet ye bi akọ toilet ye bi asa adwonso aka ho ensu no so etibu ye bibia di Yami adum ona bobie ne chama baba ye pipe na maye na le sien ma be sen ka mebusa ona bo se toilet no ida se be ko ni free na se pipe no e be bu ni free o pipe de difference be wa 3 weeks ni o mu ye na point tank ni sa ona da be hwe na de kesu ya ba so aya maye ai se we bibia ka sho na ba mu se yami shiro me do mase e se le tu mu maye bibia ma edwem aye wo nsuo ye o pipe ndade de tu mu maye ni nyina ma kama ana wo mu a musu kokoso no afa ko yanzu aka twom se no o ma se toilet no ana se wona ma ban tebe kwa be di ehuni se be ya toilet no en se bi me nya problem bia e wo dwom a
achemo wona ona bo ba se yen hwe pipe ni toilet na o mbe ye se bi me pe paso na me fiesie pipe na no ma wo na me bai nti se ye mo nyina na se wo mo wi na ka prompa na wo ba ye toilet na ma bibia ye flash e be ko ene de obetina so ye betua ka ene nsuo no so lad be be ba no do betua ene nko ane ye mo ye hia bi pa ene afesu ye ni de omo amosesa bola maye ye bola ye wia ye bre pa na ye de abopa amoma kotuo nti saa ne ma no de da yakoma so e wo se ye tie ene ne be kasa
etino mbe bi ni ebe boa ye bisa wo akwa na dun so de wo nya da bia ene wa dun so toilet de wa di so kwa mampo ko afo ye fun ha unu wo kwa na bia wa ase wo the toilet ni wo de bo ebe boa ye pa
we eye ready for ma wo mem daily market ye wesunafo north municipality mu e wa hafo region waseda a wo de koma regional minister ene MP no
Oswafo ho man ya fisam so ye interior minister Honorable Henry Kwate ena ebre di kan kra wakwa nsrahwe e wo police fo aso ye kase enie ho ena odi akotudwa no wochem se nyame anim no kwire nie ekwa police fo be mo show uniform fa so gigi sika won krofo ho no enya kra o se wo show uniform na wo ye yasa na chese wo gu aban no kra anim ase o se titu pa se wakwa international airport ye koteka ho no police ne nya wo duty se wo bo obi kra wo tu kwan e wo ni bibia ho so show uniform na wo bo na wo gisika o so mu nyan ni o madwuma no
to caution, just as I did at the Ghana Immigration Service. This is an election year, and by the grace of God, we will ensure free, fair, transparent elections before, during, and after the 2024 elections. May I now respectfully say that our duty is to serve God and country. A few reports have come to my desk, and I don't want to go too deep into it. Some of us, and I choose my words carefully, some personnel have made it a point that their actions are deliberately geared at sabotaging government. That should not be happening again. Don't stop cars, and unnecessarily impound them. Discretion must be applied. Those of you who stop cars and take them to the corner and delay them for so many hours, we'll be looking for you. And when we find you, don't say politics, because there's nothing politics about this. It's about discipline. And as I've said, the discipline is good, very, very good. So add this to it, then you have a complete discipline. I said this to the immigration service when I was there, and I'm going to generalize it now. It has become one too many a practice at our entry points where you find security personnel in uniform assisting passengers departing and arriving, pushing their bags, going through security checkpoints. In some cases, they stand at the conveyor belts to push and pull their bags. I don't know any part in this world that when you arrive, a police officer in that country, or an immigration officer, prisons officer, a military, will meet you and take you through immigration. No. They don't even come close to your bags. So, what we are saying is that if you are not on duty, if you have not been given express permission by the Ghana Police Service to be at the airport, to see off an officer or a person that you have been assigned to, I want to advise, or rather caution, that it shouldn't be happening again. Nobody should go to the airport in uniform to assist families, friends, or relations.
Ela wakano. So we prosi ni so nese nyese ya shada mawo adwuma. Ese wo de panimu bi ko ana wo kwaye adwuma bi wo ha ye. No wan so uniform no so kura se wo koja obusuani bi nso kwan. Ai eno so ye woni no de aka ho.
2024 is around the corner. And by God, so long as we live on this earth, I can assure you that we will ensure that this elections is free and fair. I want to repeat that we will not interfere in the elections. We will allow a free, fair, and a transparent elections. And also, just to let you know that government will continue to retool the police service. It means before the elections, we shall do our best to give the Ghana police more accoutrement to be able to discharge your duties professionally. We have, I'm told, that the regional commander
Honorable Nyarko so far or may fisa mo so no was to omofo afa abato aye beto se ma police from ho nye ginia men sem fata bia mu omomma esupa ene adi ni ahohyeso e wo mo dada adwumadi mu
ye to so akonsam foforo emu a Tamale Youth Choir e wo Tamale e wo Northern Region na enra bnei omo afiri Kumase akodu Tamale ni nyina sakro bia Asante Kotoko hene edi mfie aduonunum e wo esikadwa so ama ye hye ho fa na wotwe twemu no wo ye choral competition ya mantama hodo ni nyina de wadwomtofo ebehia mu Great Hall ye wo Kwame Nkrumah suapon mu na omo esai dwom ehyehyɛ ya na wo competition ho ne say fa otumfo anniversary ni sai dwom ni mpunto dwom oba ya wa ye nyina na nyame anim nokure ni enwuma Tamale Youth Choir ebehu wo Great Hall no omo maka nyina akro bi anka wo mo ho asem omo di nkono enkunim di first straight up esan se na de course no na efe no kodu ye no wakoye ndi akogbe wa hene enan so ede wo mo ekuruwa onya ye ne akyede e ka ho a ye de ma wo mo no akoma no ama wo mo wo kyirehira wo pa.
The palace is so happy to receive the choir from Tamale who represented Northern Region at the event. The palace is so happy when the good news reached His Majesty Nyarko and Akua II that they emerged victorious as the winners of that particular competition. The visit today is so welcoming. The King is very happy to see them in the Jawa Palace today. He expressed his happiness for the good always fall on him anytime they have any challenge as far as their work is concerned.
Yeah, so they just took some few seconds to sing a song for the Overlord. I don't know, with you hearing that song, how is been the feelings, or how is the feelings?
The song has been so fantastic. It is well composed. His Majesty, as we all saw him, he was overjoyed.
Al Hassan Fatawu, yo ye Tamale Youth Kwa penyi echere se na Abukari ya na Abukari nani anje pa so mo akote nanim sa nanu achi kwa master wono a ne side dwumu yi a wo side wo echere wo mo de wo ba competition no eyora Samuel Mensa Dowana wono so echere se de esi ye nyina se adwomtofo na amoa no a nkani munyam se emma.
Well, it was nice because we were all excited and the excitement was at a higher level. Yes, I'm talking about the expectation. Everyone goes to competition with the expectation and hope that you want to win. So we also went prepared for our own game. All on our side, we were able to make victorious. So we were very excited. But we're really happy that we matched the winners of the competition.
So how was Otunfo's mood?
Well, personally, because I was conducting, my back was facing him. But afterwards, when I watched the videos, the comments and all, and those who were actually watching, he was smiling throughout. I mean, at the point, see him clapping, and I want to believe that the song actually touched him. I want to believe that it took him. Now, it was
Abusuafo we ani jesam ya asi ewo Tamale brankunimdie ni firi Kumase na ebobokwohwe Igbewa Palace ewo Yendi.
Kodoma Central Municipal Chief Imam ya oho ye Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim eno wase enkramofo na maye chiwe no waka we ya kire mo wo wunnim na wose wo bayi ye salad jams ne ne keka ho no wase enka kramoso ho wase nya sa akwa na Ramadan hyehyeye etie wanhwe ye na so okoye ye sahane ma no na amanfo fa ho ye ne ma bone adwaman ne ma ensem fata bra Nyankopon Allah na bufuhie ebeba wo so eno wa cheche ma se eye Ramadan na se chiwe no akonchine no e wan fasodi ahodo bebire na kramoso ma won hyehyeye ye wo so mudi so nti se wani so na wo se de wa wo pe na wo beye dance na mo beye na niema ensem fata be ma ne wa anya akonchine kra na nkeye
some no want principles some no want guidelines some no want hyehyeye e won mra wani so a na kyese na wo ye ni nyina no ya kwa ebregu te be sere mabunu ni bebre na wo gidim so ye kramani wa ya chiria wo pa chiria na nhira dia na kyese da wo kodi we ni no so wa ya wo fa hye we chiria bo we chiria ho ban se ense no the same thing na obo we edel fitro no so se enkosei enti ye ne Nyankopon ni gye na continue awo Nyankopon na kwai yes awo kofa ne ma bi na akoye asa agro adwaman na kyese ne wo ye 30 days study na days ina no na asa akoye study asem hun kwa ne ka kire o ma mo ye jam sa ne se yi di dane de wodi ye salla ne din ko bata wa agro ho a wan hwe ye oben azam because o mo ye sa no se de somo no nya wodi na wa ko fa kremo somo din no ko bata wa agro fo bi ho na wodi ye david islam no ye mfa ni agro sa o mfa wo yi islam no ko bata o sika pe ho se wodi nam na wo ye ne ma ya chiwade wo banya problem ko ye wo dance na fa wodi 2 times no so ye mfa ho but wodi ye salla no ko to dance so dia you may be in trouble la ni any dance bi ya friend salla dance salla is separate and wo dance is separate.
Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim na waka no say salad jams bia ni wo Quran ni mu enu nti no omo hwe ni ye ewo ho enu wo che mo sese achiwia no mo wie ni sen ya na ye ni gie enko a na mum no wo sre ne manfo no ese omo gi omo ni no mo mani na ho se omo nko ka obi ana enko broso ne enko fa asem ema
ye ya achiwia na de achiwia ba wi ya ni gisem the prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam akura ka se nipa o ya achiwia wo ni gi akese pa mienu ba ko no se da odi na achiwia ba wi ya ni gi da edi mano sa nso na da obehia ne yankopon agi achiwia na katua so esa ya ni gi da kese pa edi mano enti achiwia da ye di ba wi no ya ni gi da islam no e wo kwan a ye mfa so ngi ani e bi ni se wo ba kwakosra wo nam fufu wo busuafo wo adof wo kwan bebre wo ho a ye betuma hyiahia agi ani e wo kwan a islam na nkasa pone so na mom se ko bat se mabunu yen kan ho mom ni yen ko high dance ni yen mesa na che se ni mo aye no wa hyi wa chiwie ni na akura pa se san ya wura ho kese
Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim Doma Central Municipal Chief Imam Anakramosofo Penipa or Doma Central enono
Yes, Mabam Pasetia Zongo na Mpatesia Zongo hine Chief Abdallah Mohammed wakasa dia tudwa bwabanya baso ewo koko obu a wapeja mu amana kosoro na emu okyeresa aban betimi aye bebire dia ka ho na atumi ne wiase nyina abo no agina mpempenso baako Chief Mohammed akasa bra woni yensem twani Kofi Adade di nkomo na himfie wo Mpasetia na okirem se koko adwuma no eno ani adwuma ekuafo a wo ye ho adwuma no ede hwe wo ma ene wabusua enti so okoton na ne yehwese esi galamse etu koko tugu na umfa wasase kura ma obi oye galamse ade be che obekọ ni asensu ade ma betafu na se ni yetutu amana enti wugina ho ana wo kyese wonni hweye gese wo dane ma wo nti aban hwe no nka ho asem
ye kuyani kase pa wo twapo no ha a obi a odum Mpasetia obi ani se kuya dwuma de mfani abro na kukubo no a aban na pegya koduru no ye di ka aka sisi de abide kuku board for 80 years sufre tete omu se kuku tons dudu anu mu pe no sisi de omunya na so tia na tie ndi ne wo so mu taa no bi tia se di nti ene man basa ti kuku boy a ma pegya mu bebrebe 58% no ye de nyame ase enim se bi tia guye ni mu a nyame ka men kwa ye sabesa ka biu ti de mesre ne se kuku board apegya bu mu de aka ne se ye be ye efu adwuma be ye ehu odu de aka ne se ye ntucha kuku mu a ka te puni no ye nye puni obenye sikano a betroni no woye den woye wia na kuku bo no sikana wo pete wo nya no nsaka na wanye dia minim se sikana abana de aba no ebegu sike no so saa wonya bi empanye te mesese ye nyina me ani nkon na abana de na se sada kuku board nyina ase na ekuafo ankwa ebuada Ghana kuku minim se Ghana kuku no a eswati sisi de begina din amana sa pega akoso
baba se so wonya obosha nantie
mito abu 4 bus dia na eto bia bema nani akọ ho nti mrantie ne ye na ebe fro mu ti se galam se ba ya fo so obi se won ko no me se
na Chief Abdallah Kasafa afi enkomchen a wo mu ewie ni nei e de adesatu muslimifo nyinanu ni tituru ni mabuno no se wo mu eje wo ani wo nto omobo baby ti se nkran ni ma ene yan yabo abu okumasia ene yi sabun zongo mu de keka wo be se enipa teteka ho ka nimu ewo ho na so no wo de ne to abesi wo de glass ne kofom no wo si wona ka yi dane ne nipa de ne se twifom wo se komisheni nya sa na o kire wo
we de mema ye nyina ho afinsiapa na se de isi koye kotodwa ni ma ebu obi ma ye ho sa bo obi ma ebusua bo obi ma Ghana man no se abato ene ye ba be wura mu wo se ase ye ho aduru ansa na dabone na ede aba we yen ka abato obi ani ho a eye emrepa dabone nti wo se obi ama ne mpa ebo mu nya den se ka bi memenka bi na eba ye no ase ye ti ase na propaganda so abese no nti mesese ye bobi na ye nyina ye no ya ko numunsuo na asundue mu no mesese obi nkotu moto basabasa enkopra obi na okogi a wo se nka ye kwa ye hwehwe ne ekogi ne kohwe ne komochi ne kohwe ne kopiri ne kohwe nka nipa no obi afutu obi ne wo chese ade ne bi mu nti mesese ye nyina ya numunsuo ya bobi ama ye ho abobi ama Ghana man no de aka ne se ahwi ye nyina hwi ne mo e ho ban efi esan ene musu ene hawo se be ya Ghana be nya na sundue ne eso nyina ne asundue wo ho a ene nyamsom wo
Chief Abdallah Mohammed eye Mpasetia zongo hene ono na motese okasa no abusuafo ye da ye ho na ye de makwa ma no ne
South Africa, my mood. Nah. Okay.
Ebusiafo ye fi ase a yemfa yeni enkyere Kenya. Arawo sama yen saka free Kenya kyerɛ sɛ nura ensu atɔ ama nkrɔfo kɔ adwuma mo pon yo mo kɔ fie no car wo mo atiti mu te sa bus yiye die kufo die ni ayalolo ye agya commercial cars no ensu na no adi nti atwe wo ankade wo mo kwa ma nyame adom ekɔlɔku baabi ɛna ensu ni buba ka anim nti wo mo atiti ka anim mo ho adi mema mo abetendo mo timi foforo kɔtena career ne so ene ma tete se me a yentimi nko baabi ane ene ye maka ensuo nim na so nyame adom nti ensuo ne twen ye no omokohwe na kyese nipa be aduonum ne akire 50 and over a na wo mu no obi a ho anka
ya de mo ko South Africa mai mu no mampani dada Jacob Zuma se de mpanimfo atimi asan no ye courtofo kyerɛ mu se kotoni ma boso me aye besimi abato mo beto wo South Africa no otimi gina bi epre mampani akonya no na emfie mpinu ne nkunu mu eno obeya mampani obedi African National Council ANC amanyukuo nanim emua so wodi ni pani na eno omode kwadu bobo no ya na ntansa ne fa proye ene ketase hye hunti hu sensam koya ema 2021 no omode ni tumu abosumi dunum enti akoba ase wo sa abegina no na omukyerema oman no emra ne makwan se ye de ntansa ba na wodam abosome edumienu ede kosoro na eni kwan se wotimi gina ese ebe prepani bi bra na wo ye pani dada nso pani fo abona ma kokoto se ehye bia na no so wotimi gina prebi
ye ko Nigeria memo mampani Bola Tinubu oba ye ebi so na nka wa yakokora Nigeria fo etu mampani yi ahyeda ene de ka ho ne so ba ye wode ne nkokora sem ebo adwuma wo Nigeria ene oman ne so afo bi ananka wo man ni mo ba besia sika wase sadia kogu na account mu no 30 billion naira ya what they call British pound more 24 million pounds 19 million pounds and a US dollar near 24 million dollars nene yesi bank account mako be 50 obeyi odaso na mfefefe yi and a webie na ebie no wodi ne din aye ne mane ne nananom ne nabusuafo din and wodi aye no wotwe omani sika edi gumu saa na hwehwemu na ada na die se say accounts ni bi okro mo nko hwehwe na owura ye de adwuma ya hye ne nsa nka Ghana ha ye yoko Nigeria for Yoko na the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC panyin akasa ora ola olukoyede ochiremu a wo se enye Charles play obi kasa nye nkwada agora sika a omakohunu no nye nkwada asemu a na tesa baba wai watwe sika na sie papa debi na ni nyina mu no wo so mu be wie hwehwemu no sika no ko benya bebre atwe de abeka ne wo aban ne kofesi mu ho ababa wai aboman ne kro no de ekoso Nigeria memu eno
ya de asi ya busuafo Korea ne semu Jimmy Cliff eboa no oba Priscilla ana owusu poku Shabati any reaching so ebetaye chi medinde Maame Nyarko papa bi mene
Akua Asieduaa ye de mu nyina esi ha ne asori ade panche ye nyina ye ma yenu muslim fo nyina so barka de sala
barka kade
Promise News.